Get involved. Get involved in the Oak Initiative, Transformation Michigan, Act for America, any of these organizations. And I'm not endorsing any of them except the Oak Initiative, and I'm on the board of the Oak Initiative. So I'm endorsing that and saying, look into the Oak Initiative if you want to get involved. Run for office. Contact your representative. Be a real pain in the neck to your representative. Let them say, oh my gosh, not him again, not her again. This woman is driving me crazy. But I am telling you that your phone calls and your emails and your letters and your visits to their office make a big difference in there because they listen to what you say. Be a pain in the neck. Hold them accountable. Tell them you don't like that vote they cast. And tell them you're going to do all you can to make sure they don't get another opportunity to cast a vote like that. Get in behind candidates. If you can't run, get in behind somebody that you can support that shares your values. I can't tell you what those values ought to be, but get in behind somebody that you can support and help them to get into office. Somebody you trust. I'm working with Tony Perkins and Family Research Council right now, along with Rick Joyner and Morning Star Ministries, and we're bringing in spiritual leaders from all over the country. And we're saying it is your job today at such a time as this to run for office or find somebody under your spiritual authority that will. Most of all, folks, pray for America. Pray for America. Whether you're of the same faith that I am or whether you're of no faith at all. Even if you're an atheist, just try it. Just try it. You got nothing to lose because nobody's going to know about it. Except the God that doesn't exist if you're an atheist. I'm finishing with this. When I get through here, I guess I'm going to come back up for just a second and say a couple more things, but I think I'm going to be signing books right up here. I want you to I got 2 books. One's my autobiography about my years in the Delta Force, CIA, and then I've got another one that's actually a novel about an Al-Qaeda attempt to bring weapons of mass destruction into America. I want you to get these books because you need these books. And I desperately need your money. I don't get any money out of these. These go to Rick's ministry. They bought them and paid for them. I don't get anything. But I will be signing books up here, so get these books. You know, these are tough times. And I hope you all understand how serious the situation is in our country today. These things that I'm talking about here today, they're going to bury us. They're going to destroy us. And we all have to decide just how serious we are about saving this great country that we all love. A year ago in April, I was at Arlington Cemetery. It was the 30th anniversary of a very tragic event. When on the night of the 24th of April, 1980, in a place about 100 miles from Tehran, Iran, I was part of a group that went into Iran to try and rescue 52 Americans that were being held by the followers of the Ayatollah Khomeini at the American Embassy. And as we were refueling our helicopters from C-130s that had landed in the desert there, when the helicopter pilots got through refueling and tried to reposition this big old helicopter, in the dark and the dust, confusion of the night as he lifted off, he lost his equilibrium, he went vertigo, and he crashed right over into the C-130. And it erupted into a huge ball of fire, and by the grace of God, 45 of my men, Delta Force men, came running out of that fire. But sadly, 8 men died. 3 Air Force, 5 Air Force, and 3 Marines. They died in the crash that night. They're all buried at Arlington Cemetery in a common grave because there was not much left. We were there for the 30th reunion of that tragic event. The rescue force was sitting over here on this side, and the hostages, many of the former hostages were over on this side, and I was on the platform with Ambassador Bruce Langdon and Ted Koppel, some others, and it came my time to speak, and I got up to speak, and as I looked out across this audience there, I was feeling the emotion of my memories of that night as I watched that huge ball of fire and I watched those 8 men die. As I walked back to my seat, I stopped, paused by the headstone of those 8 men, and I simply stood there, and I really sort of said to God himself, I said, God, why did they die? They didn't have to go. No one was forced to go. It was a voluntary mission. And some people that were asked to volunteer said no. But these men went. Why did they die? Why did they even go? And the answer was, they went because there was something more important than life itself. It was that piece of real estate in Tehran. That was U.S. soil. That was America. And their country was far more important to them than life itself. And those 52 Americans were their fellow citizens and expected them to come together. They died for something that was more important and more precious than life itself. And I must tell you, folks, I think we're at the point in America's history where every one of us needs to examine ourselves. You old veterans took that oath. No expiration. We need to decide what price we're willing to pay for this country. We're willing to stand up and be criticized by our fellow citizens, be criticized by the media. You won't find anybody that's been criticized more than I have. But I love this country. I don't want to die for my country. I don't want to die for my faith. The question is, am I willing to? Am I prepared to? And the answer is yes. What price will you pay for America? And a great honor being with you, especially with all you veterans. May God bless you. I'll be back in a minute. Thank you.